Hello, freak bitches. This is an interesting fight coming up for you to be fighting TJ after training with him for so long and all the bad blood that you guys had with TJ leaving the team and going to train with Duane.
It's not so much about the team. There's a lot of confusion about what went down, and it's funny.
Well, let's lay it out for people because TJ trained with you guys for a long time.
Here's if I send you a text, I'll show you the 4-minute video of him explaining exactly what happened, which is you don't have
to do that, but you tell me from your point of view.
So TJ left the team, said, "Hey, look, first off, it was
stemmed on Ultimate Fighter with Conor."
What's that?
With the
he came
from that because he was there, and that's when we were defending him. That's why I'm kind of took it to because I'm all about loyalty and you don't do that shit.
And Duane, I never really liked Duane, especially the way he left because he was a strange guy and it was always about money and weird things, etc., etc. But he left, and that was fine. That was his deal. TJ was going to try to have him come back and train at our gym for his fight, and Duane refused to do it. And I had a talk with TJ, and he was crying and that Duane just wanted to focus on his own gym and this and that, and he's whatever, and so he's I'm going to spend some time there and spend some time here, etc. That's fine. So TJ, when he got there, got some exposure for Muscle Farm, and Muscle Farm was
let me help people out here. Duane Ludwig is a former kickboxing champion who was an MMA fighter who fought in the UFC and then went on to be a coach
for a year and 3 months.
Hold on a second. No, he coaches now a lot, right, with his own gym. But for you guys, he was your striking coach for a little bit.
For a year and 3 months.
And he worked with a bunch of your fighters, and he had a very special relationship with TJ.
Right.
Then he moved out to Denver, to start his own thing. And then Muscle Farm, which has a big gym in Denver, they invited TJ to come train there. So fill in the blanks for a lot of people that don't know the story, that aren't maybe big time fans.
So then he he basically said that he he was doing his camps there for about a year and a half.
Right.
He'd spent a little time there, a little time here. Most of the time, he lived in Sacramento. Most of the time there, we'd go work with Duane. No problem with it. I had cornered with Duane even after he left with guys and stuff like that. It wasn't an issue. So then I heard Duane actually text me and was Duane said something well, I mean, there's a whole side of the Duane thing which is hilarious. That was him getting weird a year after he left, acting like he was there. He tried to sue me for a figment of his imagination of some money that wasn't even there, and this whole thing. He had one of his students write this thing. So there was something where he said that I had I can't even remember, something I didn't give him a discretionary bonus that was supposed to be given or something like that. And so there was some interminglings about that, whatever. So Duane texts me and says, and I said, dude, I never said, I had to set the record straight on Duane. And Duane texts me and says, hey, I'm not the one trying to steal your team and your fighters. I know there's a team out here in Denver being built, but I'm not a part of that. And I was like, are you talking about, and I had talked to someone else that said that, hey, I heard that Matt Brown and TJ Dillashaw are getting paid to be on this team. And so I come in and I was like, hey, we were talking about some team things, and TJ was in practice. I go, I got the weirdest thing. Duane texted me this, and this other guy said this. I said, are you going to, are you getting, paid to go start a new team or something? And it was Cody was there, and Lance was there, and all was there. And TJ, lies straight to us about the whole thing. He's like, no, man, no, they offered me, but I'm not. I'm with you guys, Team
Alpha Male.
He's like, this and that. And I was like, okay, whatever. Then time goes on, and we have an actual sit-down talk. We go eat sometimes and everything. And TJ, Chad Mendez, my buddy Phil, we all go and eat. And TJ just tells me, hey, man, my next camp, I'm going to go out to Denver, which he'd already been going out to Denver. It'd been a year and a half since Duane had been gone. It wasn't like he gone or whatever. And he's like, but Muscle Farm offered me some real good money to be part of their team. He's like, so I'm no longer going to be representing Team Alpha Male. I'm going to do my camp out there, and I'm going to, they're going to announce me.
How much money are we talking about?
He told me at the time it was, I think, $4,500
a month.
And they were going to rent him a house. And I go, and I was like, okay. And Chad was sitting right there. TJ was sitting there. I go, well, shoot, man, it was nice having you on the team. And he's like, why are you getting upset? I go, I'm not upset. I'm just saying, like you're off the team then? And he's like, well, yeah, but he's like, but I have a house here. I'm still gonna come back and like come in and spar and when I'm in town in the off season or whatever. And I'm
so
like,
it just felt real weird to you guys.
For real weird. And then I said, well, so he was no longer going to be on our team. He was going to be on a different team. But then he wanted to come in. At the time, I'm ranked number 3 in the world. Cody and him are going at it in practice. It's anybody's given day. You know, we can look at the footage if you guys have the footage. Yeah. But and then Holdsworth 7-0 and had just won the Ultimate Fighter. And so TJ's basically saying he's leaving the team. I go, bro, TJ, I said you can, you know, you're welcome to stay on the team, but like if you're no longer on the team, like, you know, what does that mean? He's like, well, I mean, it's just a good opportunity, man. They like I don't have to pay. They pay me to train, and like, you know, they're starting a team and everything's going to be under one roof. And I go, all right, cool. That's
Has anybody ever done that where it worked?
I don't know.
They always try that.
Black House did. Black Zillions did. But here's the thing. So then after that, it was like he was going to leave in 2 weeks, and so me and Cody are sitting in there, and like we hadn't said anything. I told Fabio, our instructor, our jiu-jitsu instructor, what was happening, and he told someone in Brazil, as a Brazilian in Brazil, leaked it out that TJ was changing camps, and there was all this drama and this and that, and then I said, look, TJ, so he was coming in, and TJ was never the best teammate. He would like try to hurt people. He's a very competitive guy, and he has a temper, and like
try to hurt people. How?
Cheap shotting.
Cheap shotting.
Shot your house.
We always used to
end the bell. Boxing, he knee ya.
He knee ya. I'd be like, no knees. Shit. He's like, I just need him to the body. I'm like, yeah, we're boxing sparring.
He knees you to the body in boxing sparring?
There's no secret about TJ's. Yeah. I mean, we talked about it when he was still on the team. Also, that he had to be like reeled in a little bit, right? He's just got a temper.
That's why you called him Dillashaw.
Yeah, Dillashaw, Dillashank, like all that kind of stuff. I mean, that was his thing, you know. We had
so
to, like,
just super competitive, aggressive guy.
And cheap shots, yes.
Yeah, the super competitiveness. Like I'm competitive. I don't want to lose. Someone takes me. You know, I'm fighting tooth and nail not to get taken down or get that extra or win that round. It just. At the end of the bell, knees, you know what I mean? That's why Chris is out. You know what I mean? Need him in the back of the head for concussions. That's it. Yeah. I mean,
Chris Holdsworth? That's where the injury came from?
I don't want to... Chris doesn't want us really talking about that.
Well, but that's the truth. Happened? We're talking about cheap shot, and that's
what was it again?
I mean, he doesn't care if we talk about it. I mean, I guess...
It's the truth.
What happened? How did it go?
I'm not to say it. I don't know. It's TJ's.
It was him and TJ going... I remember distinctively, Duane used to come up to Chris and be like, hey, like, Grasshopper, he's like... We have, TJ's fighting.
Can you take it easy on him?
Can you take it easy on him? And Chris is a killer. Chris is fucking him up. Everybody. I mean, Chris was an animal. And I guess Chris choked him out, and TJ got out and fucking hit him in the back of the head.
When he's down on the mat.
When he was down on the mat.
In a grappling match? Or were they sparring MMA?
It was sparring, but...
Knees to the back of the head. That's what...
Wow.
After Chris submitted him. I mean, just dirty shit. Like, I've been... A couple times I told...
So Chris let him up. Let him submitted him, let him off, and then TJ kneed him in the back of the head.
I don't know if that's exactly how it was. I remember seeing the whole thing. I don't really want to get into this because it's Chris's gig, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
But we already got into it.
Yeah, we already got into it.
But yeah, so
we're talking about TJ being a cheap shot.
That's what literally killed Chris's career.
Yeah.
Majority of, I mean, obviously concussions. Yeah, I'm real good friends with Chris, and
they lived together. You know, they lived together.
Yeah, he went through it. And that's why his last fight was. He had to fight with concussion because he was scheduled to fight.
It happened twice in practice like that.
And we've all, it's one of the things that when I first came out there, I was never real close with TJ. I was out there, I was doing well with the guys, and a couple of the guys told me like, "Man, TJ can't wait to spar you." This is when he was coming off his Rafael Sinsal loss. I was like, "Cool, like fucking, I can't wait to spar with him either. He's a competitor, and it's gonna be a good round, And I was pre-warned, like, hey, TJ does some cheap shit, just, keep it cool. And there's video I think I have of some, one of the kids that was a boxing, and he sent it to me months ago. TJ, like, cheap shot me after the bell, and I was like, telling TJ, I said, look, motherfucker, you cheap shot me again, we're taking the gloves off, we're going in the street and fighting.
Yeah, I had to talk Cody down twice because of that.
Yeah, I just don't ever like that, especially teammates. You don't do that shit. Like, hey, you get me, but don't cheap shot me at the end of the bell. And then as soon as you're hitting someone after the cheap shot, you're like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. Like, you know what you're doing.
So anyways, that being said, we knew that was part of TJ's thing, but now he's no longer part of our team, and he's also getting paid to go somewhere else. He's no longer contributing in any way, and he wants to come in and spar our guys and he basically wanted to be on our team, a benefit of our team without being a part of the team anymore and getting paid to be somewhere else.
Right.
Which I would have been fine if he talked to me about like, hey, I'm going to work something out where I go get paid and do this, whatever. But then I'm like, okay, so that whole week he's in there, and he's sitting there watching me and Cody in practice, and I don't care. I mean, TJ is a competitive. He's always looking for edge. That whole week prior to telling us that he was leaving, he kept getting like, hey, getting some proprietary series and this series. There's a single leg guard series I used to get him with. And he's like having me and Martin Campman show him all this stuff we were working on. Hey, can you show me this and show me that? Like the week before. And then, so I go, TJ, look, man, this is getting awkward in practice. I said, look, I had him over at my house, and I said, look, we can build a friendship however we want to do it. I said, but this is getting awkward, and like you being in practice and you no longer being on the team and everything else. Like, let's finish out this last couple days, and then, you be on your team. We can be friends on the outside. We can work on that as a deal, whatever. And he's like he wanted to come in and train with our team still, as not part of the team.
Right.
And then I was like, but you're welcome to stay on our team, obviously, if you want, and continue to do your camps and whatnot. And he is just like out. So that at that point, it became him taking this opportunity, going to Denver, being with Duane, getting paid to do the Muscle Farm thing. And then the whole thing with Conor happened on the TV show before this. Before any of this happened, Conor McGregor started calling him a
snake.
A snake, because me and Conor had one conversation. We were sitting there, and he goes, man, congratulations on TJ defending his belt, because he was still on our team, his last title defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, thanks. He goes, but what's up with Duane saying that no one on your team wants to be champions? That's weird. I said, oh, he's just bitter because, he's trying to get everyone to go out to his camp, but, he's just being a hater, this and that. And he goes, he took that little bit of drama between me and Duane, like Duane saying that no one on our team wanted to be your champions, including Cody, who sent him a tweet that said, hey, keep my name out of your mouth, you're like a jealous girlfriend or whatever. And he took that one little thing, and then next time he saw TG, he goes, oh, there's a snake in the grass, and just built it in this big thing. So that's
crazy how well he is.
He's so good at seeing people,
kind of
right?
Shit. Yeah.
So that took, like, what really happened, which was TJ got paid to go somewhere else. Me saying, all right, fine, if you're going to do that, it's cool, but, like, if you're on that team, you're on that team. And then Conor turned the public around on him.
Yeah.
Because it came out later after the thing. And so then TJ became the victim. And then now TJ's new story is that I got mad that he was training with Duane Ludwig, and I kicked him off the team.
Well, TJ now has a snake as his logo.
I know.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Dude, on the Ultimate Fighter, he brought in snakes. You know what I mean? He's at home with it. He's cool with it. So it's all good.
How weird.
Rewind back a little bit.
Like, if you want to be friends, let's be friends, but don't lie.
Rewinding back to it, I remember going to Canada. It was during the Ultimate Fighter, sticking up for TJ, because TJ wasn't saying nothing. Conor was basically, like inviting him to fight, and TJ's like, yeah, like nonchalant, like whatever about it, but wasn't defending himself. Like, I'm not a snake. If someone calling me a snake in the grass and saying I was like disloyal to my teammates and shit, we're fighting. And that's why I stuck up for TJ, because TJ's literally, I'm like, we're partying in Vegas, we're having a good time, like for the first time hanging out with,
kind of a heart to heart with him
with
too.
TJ, yeah, and he's like. So he's telling me this shit, like, he's like, dude, I'm with you guys, like, I'm not leaving, fuck that, like, I'm with you guys. So I'm like, this is not even that I'm not that close with TJ, but he's part of our team, he's a champion, right. He's, when you're a champion, you get taken care of, and people, I'll defend him. So Conor was doing that, he's like, what are you guys going to do? And it was talking about TJ, so I was like, man, I'll do something about it, like, you're asking for a fight, we'll fight, and it, broke into the pushing match, and it was going out to the outside, because that's TJ saying that he was with us. So I'm like, dude, he's not going to talk about my team.
So how does it feel now, knowing that you're going to defend against TJ with all this weird drama, all this bullshit?
For me, I don't ever get wrapped up into it. It might look like that with the show, and this my life's been like this. I can live and prosper and focus on when it's time to focus and die. It's like flipping a switch. Mm-hmm. Like, I can be doing the dumbest shit. Like, you're fighting Dominic Cruz, we're in the back just doing dumb shit. Like, I'm not even warming up. I'm just. I'm just flipping the switch. I always was like that since I was a little kid, like wrestling, football. Just when the lights shine, that's when I shine the brightest. I always feel like. And now with TJ, I don't respect him as a person, but it doesn't mean I don't respect him as a fighter. The guy is skillful. He's mean as fuck, and he's gonna bring a fight that's gonna be what I love, a challenge. Like with TJ, it's gonna be a challenge. I know him like the back of my hand. My coaches know him like the back of my hand. We were able to dissect Dominic Cruz for me, you know, through all their experiences. This is a guy they built up that was there longer than I've been. You know, I went out there at 1-0. I had 10 fights now with the team Alpha Male, and 11-0 world champion. Through there, you know, obviously I was skilled before I got there. We blended together. They had the recipe for success. I listened and followed lead with Faber and a lot of other guys on the team. And so we know TJ. I know what he's going to do. I know what I have to be prepared for. So I'm excited for it. Like all the drama, bullshit, hey, whatever. Like it's going on too long. Like I'm just ready to focus on this fight and go in there and do what I have to do to get this win against
Well,
him.
you have a good mindset, and
Yeah.
I mean, think that is the gigantic part of what makes someone successful in the sport is being able to do that. Like you said, having the confidence that you're going to shine the brightest when the lights are on, and having this mindset like you're appreciating the fact that TJ's mean and skillful because it's going to give you a great challenge.
Yeah, it's like, man, I'm sitting on the couch or something. Like, what do you think TJ's doing? He's sitting on the couch. Like, you're getting up, going to do the extra road work because you know TJ is a workhorse like that.
Right.
So that for me makes me motivated. I need these guys to keep me motivated. Like Dominic, you know, I watched the embeddeds of him. He was running alone, you know, like a sob story on Christmas. Like, I just gotta do this. I like it. I'm sitting there, you know.
We're having a party.
Yeah, having a party. Like, man, I'm enjoying this shit. Like, I'm about to fight for my first title. You know, I'll never have this time again in my life. I'll never fight for my first world title. Now I'm finally getting to defend my title. Who cares? We were talking about this. A lot of people win the title, but what the fuck do they do with it?
Right.
You know, now it's about creating that legacy. And now I have TJ, who's, man, he's a bad motherfucker. He was ranked in the pound for pound before in the top 10. You know,
Sure.
He's a killer. So I'm going to catapult my career with him, and I know what I'm going to do with him. You know, like I said, I've been with 1-0 when I was green as hell, just boxing, wrestling, athletic, loved to fight. Now I've blended and found my own style, and just finally getting really composed in there where I can let my skills show off. And I'm fighting higher people, so like my skill level rises. I've always was like that.
Now, what is this video supposedly of you knocking him out?
Oh yeah, yep,
Oh yeah, true.
true. Yeah.
How come you guys didn't release it?
First off, I don't
It's not
have
my
it.
video.
I have seen it.
Who
It's
has
Justin.
it?
It was on Justin's GoPro.
Oh.
And dude, I felt bad, not bad for it, because it was just whatever. TJ followed me around the gym, like wherever I would go, I'd put my gym bag away, like this. He'd be like, hey man, like I slipped, dude. I'm like, okay, TJ,
Yeah,
like literally, like he was off his rocker about it. I'm like, okay, TJ, you
TJ's
slipped.
super competitive.
It's right before the
super
What
Eastern
competitive.
fight.
How did it go down? What happened?
I remember him throwing, doing his little footwork, and then he did the jump down. He does the uppercut, and I just threw overhand right, boom, melted him out. And he got up, and it was literally he's fighting Easton right before the Easton fight. 'Cause I remember the date.
He didn't go out cold like flat out. He
Yeah.
just got dropped.
And came back
and then
up,
came back
and he
up.
was on stanky leg, like walking, and he's going, "Come
Yeah.
on, motherfucker, hit me!" I'm like, pulling my jibe out, like, no.
He was
dude,
saying that after you dropped him?
yeah, he's a fucking nut. I love it. So
Yeah, he's always like,
got up,
dude,
he's like,
TJ's a fucking nut.
"Come on, motherfucker!"
So
hit
it
me."
wasn't a knockout as much as it was you just dropped him.
Yeah.
I dropped him to his. I mean, his legs forward out.
He
And then he got
was,
back up and started saying, "Come on, motherfucker." So he was conscious, right? And he knew that he
He
had
was
hit.
staggering, bro. He looked
Yeah.
like John Dodson had him on skates again. Honestly, that's what I was like. Oh, okay.
Ah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna hit him. You're fighting in 2 weeks. I wasn't like that. But literally, he had to say he fell forward. He slipped. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not gonna say anyone, you know. And then I was showing Danny how I like Castillo, because he likes overhand rights. How I like throw my head off the lane, bring the right hand, this and that. And then Buckles comes over. He's like, dude. He goes, and it was Christmas Day or something sparring. and
Buckles
TJ
was
running.
filming his own.
Film his own sparring. He's
Yeah,
like, dude,
film
I
his own
just
sparring.
watched you knock TJ out. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah. He's like, oh, I have it on my GoPro. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then nothing ever came about it. And then TJ was saying that he used to make me cry in practice. No, I have cried in practice before because this motherfucker jumped me on my head before the Almeida fight. I was like super mad about it. Faber comes in, has a camera crew, the Purist Labs, and like we're going hard and like dumps me on my head. I'm like, oh, I get mad. I'm like, what the, I'm like trying not to get hurt before the fight. So like I've never cried. TJ never made me cry. So I was like, what is he talking about making me cry? Like I'll admit if I cried in practice.
So when you get dumped on your head, did you get concussed or something? Or you get hurt?
More of
No.
like Faber thinks I'm
Pride.
like, huh? Faber, he's out. He cried.
Pride.
Yeah.
Pride, he's saying.
Faber comes in just.
Come on.
Off.
I don't barely remember this. I think what's happened. First off, here's the thing. Cody is a dangerous, dangerous motherfucker. If you're not on your, even if he's not trying to, you're getting fucking rocked or hurt or whatever. So I have to be on A game with him, even if you're going light, you know, unless he's going to go light. But light doesn't work when the guy's accurate and strong and everything else. So we had to go. So it was just like a wizard hip heist.
Launched me, dude. Launched me on my head.
Well, because you were coming after me. He was coming after
Camera
me like a
crew's
wild
out.
animal.
Like, so I know now when there's a camera crew falling Faber, it's not light. It's fucking a fight. You know, so I'm
That's so
prepared
wrong.
for that. So
That's not
that's
true.
where all that came from about the video and like coming out. Like we have the video of you getting knocked
Right.
out, TJ. You didn't make it. He was saying he made us beat us all up, like with the Dominic sit down.
No, I think Duane was maybe saying that or something.
Well, he said that
Who
Dominic.
knows?
Dominic's like, oh, you beat your teammates up. He's like, yeah, I actually, for a matter of fact, have been beating them up. Like,
Oh, yeah, he did
I'm
say
like,